What's up, Champions fam? It's the bad guy of WWE Champion, Zeke 4-0, back with a brand new video. I aim to make this video short, sweet, and brief, so allow me to get right to the point. But the topic of today is none other than the Player's Choice Loot Banner. When it comes to WWE Champions, they have cultivated, in a sense, their very own version of the Big Four, similar to WWE's Big Four. Now, when it comes to the WWE, it's real easy. If you don't know by now, allow me to break it down for you real quick. The WWE's Big Four pay-per-views, or PLEs nowadays, are, of course, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and, of course, WrestleMania. But in WWE Champions, although things have moved around a little bit, they have finally found a groove, so to speak. So there are certain things that are definitely consistent in the game as each year passes. First and foremost, you have your anniversary content. Then you have your summer collaborative event. Following that, you will have your zombies in October. And last but not least, we normally have something real game-changing pertaining to Black Friday. So that is what's going on here, because the original Player's Choice was initially launched around Black Friday many years ago, and it has become a staple of WWE Champions. Now, I will also make this crystal clear. When it comes to the Player's Choice, they are sporadic with the releases. Yes, it debuted and was initially released around Black Friday, but it has made its rounds every now and then. It could pop up at the beginning of the year. It could pop up in the middle of the year. It could pop up at the end of the year. They do it sporadically, and it is truly what I like to call FOMO, fear of missing out incarnate. Now, I will let you know this, to pull or not to pull. I will always say this, when it pertains to WWE Champions, whether it is anniversary, the summer collab, zombies, or Black Friday content, I will always say these are the best opportunities to do loot banner pulls. But aside from that, I always strongly advise this. Go all in on banners that are going to benefit you in the sense of it is your favorite waifu, it is your favorite husbando. They are featured on the banner, or they are the debuting featured main carry of the banner. Also understand this. You can get scoped, but you can get scoped in a multitude of different ways. You could go for the main character of that banner, that debuting superstar, but end up not getting them. However, you may walk away with the shards you need to recruit someone you've been going after for a mighty long time, or you might pull someone who's game-changing as a go-to heavy hitter for all types of content, or a top-notch account-changing entourage asset. So that is one thing that is beautiful about the Player's Choice, because normally they will do it in different brackets, as I mentioned, and normally they will carry nothing but the be-all, end-all best. Now, obviously now, since we have the Universal Champions Club available now, you can also get a lot of goodies from doing the pulls. And because Player's Choice is normally absolutely top-notch when it comes to the characters that are featured on these banners, the amount of pulls is limited. So you're not going to be doing a 40 pull on these things. You're not going to even be doing a 30 pull. Normally it ranges. It could gauge between 17 pulls, or it could range around like maybe 20, 21. So that is something to consider. But when you look at the banner, you look at the characters, the husbandos, the waifus, S tiers, S plus tiers, there is a chance that you could very well get scoped. You could pull someone you already have and walk away with shards of them. So I always look at it like this. If you are a player who rarely does pulls, if you are a dolphin, so to speak, or maybe you are strictly free to play, but you pick your spots, like when it comes to Fate Grand Order, there's a lot of people that are free to play throughout the entire year, but they have a guaranteed SSR banner. You know what I mean? They have that. They have a guaranteed GSSR banners where you have a shot at a very top-notch servant in that banner, and all you have to really normally spend is around $20, maybe 20 or 30, and you got a shot at a guaranteed really, really good, top-notch, busted character. The same applies here. This is one of those places where you go ahead and you spend that disposable income. You don't even have to spend the $100 disposable income. You could spend 30 and get blessed with brand new characters. And as you can see, all these characters that are within the feature, you are guaranteed to get at least one of them. Or you can pick up one of these medallions that's going to guarantee you a character on the said prize wall. But even look, you could get scoped. You can get a dupe of a character. You can get a top-notch character on either side. Now, obviously, keep in mind here, you do need, when you get these characters, to always RESPECT your tokens, coins, and TP. So you need to have those things in order if you're going after these characters. You need to make sure that you're pursuing straps, skill plates, medals for these said characters, moments for these said characters. You don't want to just do pulls just to do pulls. You want to make an investment in every husbando or waifu you go after. You got a Hall of Fame character? Well, do your due diligence with these new Hall of Fame events so you can hopefully get blessed with the proper 100% gem damage strat for them. You're going after a legend? Go and do as much as you can for the midweek. If you can't get a good moment that features that character, go for one of those 100% gem damage straps for that character. You do a weekend content, do what you can to get the proper skill plates that are associated with them, as well as now having the updated stipulation tours with Gem Mania, and now the shops been given an overhaul. You can have a chance at skill plates there as well as shards of characters of previous MLCs chases that you might be a couple shards off of. So you want to do your research, you want to do your homework, and you're going to have a goal. You're going to have a mark for someone. So for instance, if I went on here and one of my targets was the bad guy, Uzuma Chismo, Chico Reza Ramon, new gen tech. Well, if I end up getting him, let's say I do get him, right? Then obviously that means now, as a commitment to getting him to where I need, I'm going to have to pursue his gear. I'm going to have to pursue the skill plates that get him on and popping. I'm going to have to get the right entourage that I could possibly, the best entourage setup that I possibly can afford to give him to make him the most viable when I get him. The same applies for Shayna Baszler or Terry Funk or RK Bro. Any of these characters can help you out. But look at the chance. Look at the situation. You could easily be someone who's still got a couple of, has a bunch of 4 stars or 3 stars, right? You can get basically guaranteed, because it's a feature, of your first 6 star. This is how you look at it. This is how you build your account. And again, these medallions can drop. I've seen people do pulls and get tons of those medallions, and they can change their account for the better, for the best outcome. And even if you don't pull a 6 star, even though you're slated to get one, right? You could pull a god tier husbando or waifu that is at a lower star rarity here and walk away with something really good. Look here. Look, we just went past Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is +4 for yellow and blue MP. Then you got Roxanne, +4 green and red. We had Carmelo up there, up above, with +4 purple and black. You have all these different type of characters that can be allotted to you. Less pulls, but a good chance to walk away with something good, something brand new, something game changing, or could help you out with your superstars. Maybe you needed some shards to take one of these characters up to 6-star gold, and you pull a couple dupes of them that not only allow you to max out some of the moves once you get to 6-star gold, but you get the 4K to take them to 6-star gold. You look at it like that. There is a lot of good that comes from here. And the lowest star rarity in here is 5-star silver. So again, if your account is light on superstars, you have a chance at the medallions. You have a chance to walk away with someone high. The minimum star rarity is 5-star silver. And then everything else, it goes up. So this is one of those situations where I say all the time, this is one of the banners that you pull in. Could you get duped? Could you get scoped? Yes, you can. But you also have a better chance when it comes to percentages. You have a solid chance of getting something good. Like, just look at that, 60% at the very rares. Okay? You got some good people up in here. You got some great entourage ability people right here. So you might walk away with some solid entourage builds. Then we get to, what does it say? We got my girl Cora Jade. Even she's got a good solid ability. You know what I mean? Might be a little niche with the X breaks and the Yellow Moves +2 MP. But even then, super rares, 30%. Look at all these people, all these good people that could help you out. And with all the different skill plays that are becoming available, all the different new moments that are being made. I mean, the summer of champions, the contest of champions, the V1 versions, right? They just got a new moment that came out of nowhere that benefits all of them one way or the other. So who's to say new moments don't get made? New skill plays get made. Who says any of the characters that are on here that might be considered old don't get a rework and get a buff to their trainer and coaching abilities? Player's Choice is the place to do your pulls. That is just me, though, because you can do a couple pulls. You can do 17 pulls on them. You can do 17 pulls, and next thing you know, your account's turned around for the better. And that's why I always strongly suggest these banners. They are sporadic. They are sporadic when they come out. I'm not denying that. But they are something. If you have the disposable income, I always used to say this, so I'm going to say it now, just so I can get you familiar. You should always, if you're a spender, you should always have disposable income on the side for whenever something gets thrown your way. Now, obviously, they're doing these banners now where within the MLC, you got 4 weeks of content, means 4 banners where you can do a pull and you can get more shards of specific characters for the MLC featured characters to get you closer to them. So, obviously, the ones for Cody Rhodes, the story continues, or Ilya Dragunov, you can go ahead, do pulls, and that'll get you closer to the character compared if you didn't. So, you have those banners. But in the same token, we have the 6-star Spangled Banner loop that I did pulls on and got incredibly blessed with. We had the Celebration of the Nation loop where I got blessed with Tech Rock. You know what I mean? There are different banners that can come out, and you could always have disposable income for them on the side waiting for that to happen. And that same thing goes for Spring Outbreak when the zombies come out. The same applies for Black Friday. Black Friday normally, aside from normally releasing a top-notch god-tier unit, husbando or waifu every year on Black Friday during that period, you usually get some of the best deals and offers when it pertains to resources, star fragments, coins, TP, tokens. You can get all these different things. Maybe fuse up packs. Could be a prize wall available that can be allotted to allow you to make some key moves and changes. A lot of things happen with Black Friday if you're the type of person that spends disposable income. But the Player's Choice is definitely something where you should have disposable income on the side for these banners when they become available. But I will also address this before I get out of here. I also understand that Scopely, like any other gacha game, has learned how to master the art of FOMO, the fear of missing out. It is not the end of the world if you opt not to spend on these banners. It is okay if your roster's already stacked. It is okay if you've dedicated yourself to the free-to-play grind and commitment and you choose to skip it. That is fine. That is absolutely fine. What I'm saying is you are not wrong for throwing your hat in the ring and doing pulls on the Player's Choice, but it's not the end of the world either if you opt to skip the Player's Choice. I just strongly feel you have a better chance of getting something really good, really top-notch, and essential and beneficial to your account and your roster when you do pulls on the Player's Choice. But at the end of the day, hey, maybe your favorite husbando or waifu isn't on this banner. It's nothing wrong with skipping. There's nothing wrong with you putting money to the side, disposable income to the side, a credit card to the side, however you go about it, and understanding the responsibility of gambling, because this is a gacha game. It is gambling. RNG is a thing. Gacha is going to gacha. There's nothing wrong with you keeping that money to the side for when you decide to go in on a specific character or a returning character or a debuting character, so on and so forth. I always say look at the banner first. Take a good look at it. See the pros and the cons. You're going to have more cons than you have pros. Not everyone's going and getting on a debut banner and pulling the featured superstar. But you can still walk away with shards of someone and recruit them. You could always end up walking away with a character that changes things for the better when it becomes to your essential trainers and coaches. You can walk away with someone that's covering things in a way that you didn't expect when it comes to all formats of content, whether it's tours, feuds, showdowns, boss battles, stipulation tours now, extreme rules. There are so many things that can be covered with a character that might not even be on your radar. And they could be a RNG godsend. Someone you weren't looking for that you didn't want, but now you absolutely need. So that is the video, y'all. I mean, that's simple and plain. To pull or not to pull, I'm always going to say to pull on player's choice, but it's not the end of the world if you don't pull. You could, but like I said, you could have one of the best rosters ever, and you're now, the map is filled out. You're only missing like maybe a handful of characters, maybe 30, 20, 10. There are people out there, players out there that do have a roster like that, and you decide to do a pull on it. Maybe you get a character you're missing. Maybe you don't. And the same applies for a lot of new players. You might get a whole bunch of new characters, but be responsible with your resources. Or maybe you're a Dolphin player. You spend here and there. This is a place where you invest your disposable income. So that way you're not getting mad about bad returns. You had a solid chance at a good return here. And you got to look at your roster, compare and contrast. Who do you have on your account already that's going to be in this banner compared to who do you don't have that is available on these type of banners. Those are the type of things you always want to look out at. Look at the feature characters. Look at the entourage abilities that could be acquired possibly if you miss out on the feature character. Look at the shards that you might possibly be able to pull, like similar to when I went after Charlotte Flair. Yeah, I was going after Tiffy time, but I was also banking on getting shards for Tech Charlotte, and it worked out. So you got to look at it like that. There's nothing wrong with shard hunting. There's nothing wrong with fuse hunting. There's always a positive twist that you can add to the salt that could come from doing pulls on any of these banners. But nonetheless, y'all, that is the video. I didn't mean to hold y'all up longer than I needed to. Again, by the time this video goes up, could be some time left on these pulls, so I wish you all nothing but the utmost best of luck. And to be realistic with you, I've seen a lot of great pulls coming out from these banners from my faction fam alone in WO Broken Skull. So I am excited to hear about if you decide to do pulls on here. Who did you get? Again, check out all the different content creators. Maybe some of them went ahead and did pulls. I know the boy Rusty Graves from Champions Chat. He did some pulls like I mentioned earlier. And if I didn't, I'll mention it now. I know that he for sure did some pulls on there. Then there's also plenty of others that could do it. Check out one of Davey D's shorts unless he decides to make a video. Maybe he did some pulls. But inevitably, it's all up to you. The ball is in your court, how you want to go about it. But this is definitely one of those situations in Champions where I just want to give that tidbit and say, yes, go for it. If it's on your mind to do it, fear of missing out aside, go for it if you really want to. Just understand, once you push that pull button, there ain't no coming back from that. And again, I've seen many people get good, great, immaculate pulls just by doing the 5 pull for $30, not even having to spend the full 100 for the 17. It's ultimately up to you how you want to go about this. But nonetheless, y'all, hey yo, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you, my beloved champions fam. Like the video, share the video. But most importantly, if you really rock with your boy and you want to see what's coming out next, please make sure to do us all a favor. Most importantly, do yourself a favor by dropping a people's elbow on a subscribe button, as well as hitting a razor's edge on that bell icon so you can receive all future notifications from yours truly, the one and only bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. I love you all. I respect you all, and I'm praying for you all tenfold. Let the good times roll. Again, This is just a video that I wanted to get out of the way just to break it down to you. Yes, FOMO is a thing, but you don't need to let it control or dictate your wallet. If you're strong enough, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, there's some people out there that are built different. They're like, hey, I've gone this long without such and such. It's not the end of the world if I don't get them now. It's not the end of the world if I pull. But if you're someone that's looking at this account, looking at this banner, and you're like, there is so much good stuff on here. I would like to take full responsibility here and go ahead and invest some disposable income and do some pulls and see what I can get. There's nothing wrong with either side. There's nothing wrong, especially with just sitting it out and skipping out. Because Scopely has worked on making some really great accessible A-tier champions throughout these MLCs, as well as free-to-play characters throughout these MLCs. So if you're content with that, if you're cool with rocking it out how you've been rocking it out, I support you completely. I'm just saying this is one of those times. This is one of the best times where I know you're going to get bang for your buck when it pertains to doing pulls. Out of all the times there's to do pulls throughout the year, especially considering the Universal Champions Club. If you got that and you're getting the bonus points here, obviously, that you can see that you can get, it's all up to you in the end. But in the end, I definitely wanted to cover this before it went away, and we can chop it up in the comments below. So until next time, y'all, stay tuned. Good pulling to each and every single one of you. If you got scope, let's chop it up. If you got blessed, let's chop it up. Take care. Until next time. Peace.